Welcome back. We've got a good episode for you here today. It's been a few weeks since my last recording, and there's been a lot that's happened. I'm actually in the creative server, kind of in a random spot, just to hide kind of all the progress that we've made. Because what I'm going to do is split this up into two videos. So don't think I can really fit it into one. Think it'll burn me out to try and move it into one whole video. But yeah, in this episode, we'll make a lot of progress in terms of moving from very early starter farms to some mid game farms and setups. And then the next episode we'll get to even more kind of finishing up of the main base and just more progress along that way. uh we're about a week out right now as I sit from the end opening and true end game happening. Sit back, relax, enjoy this video, and look forward to part two coming up soon.
So I'm on the creative server, and I've been kind of building my own version of this Dockim 77 farm. It's got powdered snow and a cobweb, and they're kind of doing their thing. And I'm gonna let it sit here for about 5 minutes and see what we get. Get some data here with all of these zombie piglins, and see what they produce. So the idea here is that this is a easy farm to build, but also one that max rates without. Oh, yeah, because it goes into this chest. Silly. Let's just. Uh, okay, so we got 12 golden ingots in here. Let me just change this so that this doesn't confuse me again. Cool. So we got 12 gold ingots in 5 minutes. Cool. Great. All right. Game mode. Survival. Cool. Yep. So the sweeping edge, like it went from 12 to, this. Um, we we did a ton. Um, cool. And I think the 12 was low. I don't think it was like full on going, but yeah, it's interesting. Cool. So yeah, in 5 minutes you get a stack of gold. That's pretty good. I know we can like make our own cobweb makers now, which is super handy, and I'm glad it's a renewable resource. Uh, but I only need one cobweb. I, I I'm okay if I don't have to build a whole farm just for one cobweb. Nice, cool. Let's just grab a few while we're here. Don't need to overdo it, but we also, it's nice to have backups. You don't really need a ton of cobwebs in your life, but having a few just hanging around always seems like a smart thing. Might do turtle eggs. That sounds more fun to me. Just like floating around, jamming to some music. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'll maybe I'll pick it back up when I have some turtle eggs to show you. It's a bee. That means that there's something around here. Um. Oh, there's another bee. All right, so now we're triangulating on it, right? So the goal here is going to be to capture that with all the bees inside of it. All right, I think we're here. So now, got it. Cool. All right, to the nether we go. We are going to start with just some pretty simple things. Somebody's got a portal right there, and right there, and right there. Cool. Um, Not a problem. Start with that. That there. All right. Next day, and I've expanded it a little bit. I switched grass to mud just so that these hoppers would work. I knew that I believe that they wouldn't work, but um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't believe myself when I thought that, but yeah. So now we need more hoppers, and we'll eventually get the whole system kind of automated, and this will be our honeycomb farm. But right now, I'm using it to make honey blocks. So I need just 4 honey blocks. So it's not. I'm not. I don't need to wait that long here. It'll be a few more minutes, but I'm also breeding them as we can. So let's see, like this one. Well, I should have waited for another one, but yeah, I'm breeding them as well. And here we go. Yeah, he already bred. How about you? You already bred too. What about you? Already bred. Well, um, yeah, we'll get some more honey, and then the honeycomb we're using to make beehives, of course, and we'll eventually make a honey block farm as well that just kind of runs um, because I don't think anyone else has honey. So just a quick little farm, easy to build. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we've got our bee farm kind of up and running. It's in the nether. It's actually pretty close to spawn, so lots of people are probably loading it and doing things. We'll go check it here in a minute, but I'm gonna do some grinding here. I This is our materials chest. We've don't need those there. Um, we got our stone and we're working on our glass. We need about 9 stacks of glass, and we'll need a bunch of trapdoors and a bunch of ladders, and magma blocks is our other kind of grind. But that will go pretty fast. I just need to go get into the nether, maybe brew some potions. Yeah, we'll get it done. Not a problem. I realized I didn't follow through on going and checking our bee farm. So let's go do that. I've got yeah, I was doing some trading, but I remembered, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to after that I'll go either if I come back and try and find some more trades, or if that's not working, then we'll go to the nether and get some magma blocks. But yeah, here we are in the nether with our bees. Got plenty of honeycomb, and that looks pretty full to me. We may not have much in the way of other droppers, so I'm gonna get to making these honey blocks. Yep, 36. It's pretty good. Cool. All right, put those back, and there we go. So yeah, our honey farm working as expected. We can definitely like massively increase that size if we ever needed to. Um, but for now, that's a pretty good honey farm. All right, we're kind of down to magma level, so I'm just gonna chug that. And I don't even know how much we need. Um, but something like 3 or 4 stacks should do. Let's see. We need to make like is it a 13 by 13? Let's say it's 13 by 13 platform. I don't think it's that big actually. We need to make 2 of them. So that's actually like 5 stacks. So we'll do that. Yep. So we're already at 3 stacks. We're pretty close. Yeah, we got more than enough, and we can get out of here. If I can. All right, here we are. Um, this is our build. So we'll get to building it. I need to drop things off. I realize I don't have a crafting bench, and I need one. I will go grab it. I also need to kind of figure out if replay mod works. So, but anyway, yeah, we've got all the materials here, um, and this will be our farm. I'm just gonna start without building the auto crafter, just to do this and test it out, see that, make sure that it works, and then if it works, then we'll build the auto crafter setup. Not a problem. But yeah, anyway, I will be back after I run back and grab some wood and do that. Okay, yeah. So I went back to get a crafting table, and I realized there's probably a couple other things I should get as well. So I did. Um, I needed scaffolding so that I could get down from there without dying, and yeah, just a couple other odds and ends like a stone cutter just to be more efficient with the stairs. Um, yeah. So we should be solid. I think we'll be fine with everything we've got now. So let's just kind of let's make sure everything's spawn proof. Like that is not spawn proof. So we're going to set one, just set one of those on top. Cool. And we've got all of this. But the first thing I want to do is the way down. So I want to build a scaffolding, maybe like right here. So cool. I'm just building up here. Um, Again, kind of a boring part, but yeah, you can see in the schematic there's a ton of pigmen. Oop, there we go. uh, I ran out and I started going back down. Um, and so yeah, we're just building this up. All right, we're making our way back down the chute, which is done, or mostly done, and it goes all the way up. That's like the key safety bit. And now we're gonna start with the surrounding, and then okay, the bottom bit is mostly built, and I'm going to put that there just for now. so that nothing spawns in there. And then I'm going to go get some weeping vines. So I'll be right back. But yeah, that's what we got. That's hilarious. I forgot my honey. I built an entire honey farm for 4 honey blocks for this thing, and I forgot to bring it. So I'm gonna run over there once again and come back. Um, the the nice thing though is that the farm is almost done. It's kind of uh, we'll get back to it real quick here and do this quick honey run, and then I'll get everything set up. Okay, so here's the deal. When Dan built his farm, my farm is right here. It is in that area, and it destroys the rates when it's in that area. Yeah, the rates are pretty awful, which is a bummer. So I'm gonna rebuild it, which sucks. All right, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, in theory, it's like my fault because I should have checked that before, but like it's so early in the season that I didn't think that there would be anybody else there. And then like he did tell me, like we were chatting about what this was, and oh my bad, I need to get rid of the other spawning platform. Um, so it's like it's definitely not his fault. Definitely my fault. I just goofed, and it means I have to rebuild this whole thing, which is a bummer. give us a give us a tool that breaks glass better, Mojang. All right. Anyway, done with my rant. I will take this down and then rebuild it, and then we'll see each other on the other side of that. All right. Well, say goodbye to this location. We've destroyed the entire build. That took like 45 minutes. Um, Funnily enough, I think building it is going to be faster because it's not just building it; it's also um, transporting this. So, or not just taking it down, but it's transporting all this. And I've got to make 3 trips. Yes, I got a double chest that I can take. Cool. We got that. Great. Cool. All right. Well, getting to work. Okay, we have arrived. And before we do anything else, we're going to configure, we're going to mirror none, and we're going to configure it and move to player. And cool. Yep. Great. Cool. And now I'm going to stand about here. And then we're going to configure the despawn sphere. So it's at 249. So if we do that and then set it to 249, that'll do that. And then we have our despawn sphere, and we need to double check that there's no builds in the air around this thing. This is not what we did. We did not do this in the other one. Oh, also, our Lightmatica placement. We just gotta reduce that one. Yeah, cool. I don't see anything. Lightmatica's like doing this weird thing where it puts stuff up in the air. But I don't see anything in the sky. So I think we're okay. So we're gonna put down a sign and hopefully. All right. Oh yeah, I got my sign here. Home
of hammers, gold farm. All right. This is impossible to read, but that's okay. All right. Yep. All right. Cool. I'm gonna make the trip. I think 2 more times, and then I'll be back. Okay. Yep. So it took us about an hour to tear it down and move everything over, and now I'm gonna build it, and I'm gonna time to see how much faster it is to build this thing. And the more mistakes I make, the slower it'll be. But we'll see how fast this goes. I already built it once, so probably go real fast. Well, we're about half an hour in to the build, and it's basically done. And so I just need to pop up here, throw down another turtle egg, throw down my thing, and we can test it out. We also need to build the bottom, but that's a thing we got to do. So, but all of this should be up here. Oh, I also got to do the honey blocks. So let's do that. Cool. And oh yeah, and all of this kind of stuff. Sorry. So we need powdered snow there. Powdered snow. Oh nope. Powdered snow there. And we want cobweb there. And oh, actually no. We want powdered snow there. Powdered snow there. Cobweb there. Fantastic. And then we want our armor stand there, and we want that to go away, and we want a turtle egg there. And yep, so much more. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go back down and build the collection system, and we'll give it a test. All right. So I built a little cruise ship. So I kind of had a reference, like a Minecraft reference, but I did not like. This is entirely my build, and like it's it's taller and stubbier than in terms of shortness than I think a lot of cruise ships would be, but I think it gives off the silhouette that I'm looking for, and also gives me plenty of space because the primary use case for this is a villager trading hall. So down here, that's probably enough space right there. But if I need more space, there's more floors, right? Um, and we can use that. The other thing that's nice about this is that I think I really only need to build like this platform, maybe some of these walls, and this ceiling, and I can start working in it. And there's lots of details that I'll need to figure out, and like there's no keel, which I'll want to add. But yeah, this is kind of giving off the vibes that I'm looking for. The back is kind of cool, with this like staircase up into the different levels, and then there's a staircase down into here, right, which we saw. Um, so I'm pretty happy with all of this, um, and yeah, it'll be a nice aesthetic build along with a very functional interior with villagers. So we'll do all of that. One thing I need to figure out is, do I have the zombification station in here? I think we could probably do that. Um, Maybe on an upper floor, maybe not. I don't know. Um, yeah, and then maybe there's like I've been thinking about like melons and pumpkins and like that farm. What do we want to do? Maybe we just have it below here, and it's just popping them up into a storage chest there, and we get plenty of pumpkins and melons to trade to power pretty much everything. Everything. And then we've got our iron farm right here, and we're starting to build the fleet. Right, where there's multiple. There's gonna be multiple ships, and uh, we'll get off to the races. So anyway, that's kind of the build. It's mostly shape at this point, no details, but I'm really liking the shape. Yeah.
Welcome back. I was just kind of cruising through. No, we're not doing that. All right. So I just kind of built my little cruise ship. It's there's some stuff to still work on here. And to add different kinds of details, but the broad strokes are here, and all my villagers, more importantly, are in here. So got all of these. Can use all of them, and then up here, this is full as well. And then I even moved my there's no, there's nothing on this level, and I even moved my breeder up here. I haven't like made it into a proper breeder yet, um, but you can see that I've kind of thought about how I might get the villagers back down so that they could be processed effectively. Um, I'm not sure what I need next. I pretty much have the standard set that I need. Um, there might be a couple of books that I don't have that I want. But I mean, I'm pretty well set, and I still have some villagers to kind of train up and see what they give me. So, yeah, like Power 5, I think we don't have, and yeah, maybe a better efficiency trade. But most of my stuff here is really solid, and so easy to make. And um, yeah, if I could get more terracotta, like if I could get orange terracotta, that would be super helpful because the bottom of the boat is not done. I didn't do it, and um, I haven't even designed it. So we'll have to figure that out as we go. But yeah, there's definitely more to do on this build, from an aesthetic point of view, but from a villagers getting set up point of view, I'm pretty happy with it. The next thing is actually moving the melon farm and then automating it below here. So it would just like pop them up into the boat, and then we could generate generate emeralds from that and just kind of use them as the farm. So right now I'm walking over here, chopping them down, and doing that. This tree platform might be obsolete now. I have to think about that for a second, but yeah, I don't know if we need that. You can see I got rid of most of the villager stuff here. Um, like there's no villagers below me anymore, and yeah, we've just got a couple of starter farms that are still kind of hanging out here, and then but yeah, slowly we're replacing all of our um, starter farms with more long term farms. Maybe not super end gamey, but yeah, like I'm probably not going to do that again. Villagers are they feel like a necessary part of the game, but not my favorite part of the game, but for sure. All right, the next thing is to go check on Caddy here and follow him, see what he's doing. All right. I'm gonna go to my gold farm, and we'll see if my new sword, which has sweeping edge and sharpness 5, improves the rates any. So there we go. Okay, we're here. First thing I wanted to do was see if anything kind of randomly appeared in there, and it looks like no. And then the second thing I want to check turtle egg. Cool. All right, everything seems to be just fine, and so we're going to go up, and I'm gonna test it for about 5 minutes, and then we'll see what happens. So one thing that I'm looking at our den map and seeing who else is in the Nether. There's three other people now in the Nether. They're not really close to me, so hopefully it won't impact um, my rates here. But I'm going to turn on my auto clicker and just kind of wait for this to end in about 5 minutes. So I'll be back with you then. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna turn it off. I'm also gonna look. Yeah, all right. So we have 13 gold ingots in my inventory and more gold nuggets. I think that is a big difference maker. Um, we'll see what happens down below here, but yeah, I'm also picking up the drops, whereas before I wasn't. Not really sure why. I also don't mind it. Um, yeah, so we've got. Oh yeah. Okay. That's a huge difference. 5 minutes, and I am crushing it. Let's see. For a total of almost a stack. All right. So I've been doing a little bit more work. I did a couple of redstone things, and I'll show you those. Um, but you can see that the melon farm is gone, and so now we only have two farms left: the sugarcane, which like is probably fine to stay forever, and the sheep farm, which we want to get rid of. I'm not really sure if I want to build a full sheep farm yet. I haven't decided, but I definitely wanted the pumpkin and melon farm, and we aren't quite finished with it yet. But I'm about to go finish it. There we go. And so now we should get our yeah, melon just went in. Great. I'm okay with that. So I could go down and show you what that looks like, but I'm going to instead take you to the creative world. So we've got our stuff kind of coming up here, and we'll swap over to the creative world. Which next, thanks to this cool proxy, we just do this and we switch over. And so this is my melon farm. Really simple design. Pretty like everybody builds this type of thing design. Just a bunch of observers watching the plants, and when the plants change their state, aka they grow a new thing off to the side, it sends a pulse, and everything around it kind of pulses down. That means that the pistons extend and break things, and then the minecart comes and picks things up. This is not the biggest. It's not uh, super small, but it's enough. And so what happens is that minecart will come over here and drop things off into this hopper, and then we bring it over to this item sorter. And so on the left here is the up here, sorry. On the left there is the melon, and on the right is the pumpkin. And so you can see it's popping things out. But on the left here, this is an auto crafter setup. So we just pipe it directly into this auto crafter. And if we go to this other side, this is a um, like a all in one slice auto crafter for recipes that can only be 3 by 3. Um, if you can have like you wouldn't want to do um, let's say trapdoors like this, because if you had just this in there, then you could accidentally craft pressure plates instead. It's just not a safe one, but because you get extra pulses, so you can see there I got an extra pulse, but it doesn't matter because there's no valid recipe until you get 9. So just a quick little one, and then once you um, craft into there, it goes into this little dropper, and this is a dropper chute, and it just does that, and then this is putting the pumpkins directly into a dropper unloader, and so it's the same. It's actually there's two dropper unloaders, but this one goes through an extra crafting process, and then they drop it into this water stream, and this water stream shoots it up. And then if we were in our survival world, this is what's below ground, this whole thing, and it will then this pipe goes all the way up. So that's kind of what we're interacting with. All right, cool. Let's take a look at the next thing. So at here, at 0, 0, there is a um, auto smelter contest, and I built this one. So this one is it's using a bunch of techniques that I just wanted to try, and like this may or may not be um, the winner of our contest, and I really don't care. Um, I just wanted to build this and try some new mechanics. And so there's a whole bunch of cart yeeting into water streams, and parallel splitting of goods, and kind of doing that. It's not perfect. I don't know if that's because I built it wrong or because of paper, but because this is a paper server. But I don't know, and it's hard for me to debug it without like spinning up my own paper server, and I don't really want to do that. So, what it does, you put in items here. So let's put in 5 stacks of spruce logs. Oops, more than 5 stacks, I guess. And you can see it's emptying quite fast. That's because it's going into 8 hopper minecarts here. So they're all in there, and if I were able to open, see that it didn't split it evenly. That's kind of the problem. It should split it evenly, but it doesn't. But anyway, so we see one hopper minecart has 2 stacks, and a different one. I don't know. Anyway, there's 8 in there, and um, this piston is holding them back. Once I push this button, they're gonna go. And some of the cool this is a really cool system that is directional and only works um, it works in this specific thing, and it's a really clever way to get mine carts to kind of go in different directions as long as they're stacked, and it's really fun to watch. So let me push this button, and you can see they split perfectly going down, right? And what you'll see is that some of these are turned on, some of them are not because it's not split correctly. Um, but it'll eventually um, split things. You can see that I'm starting to get things back because they're coming down this water stream and just popping up in here, right? Um, so we'll go explore how all of that works, um, but yeah. So You push that button, they split, and they kind of go to each of these furnaces, right? It doesn't split everything perfectly, and that's a thing to debug and try to figure out. Maybe it's a paper thing, maybe it's how I built this thing, but that's how that works. Cool. All right, let's talk about the fuel because that's super simple and super dumb. There's just these two lines that go up, around, and just fill up fuel. They don't. This is super dumb. It's not even trying to be smart. It just fills it up and goes all the way around, and like not a big deal. Not a problem. It's super straightforward. Took 5 minutes to build. Right. These are independent, and then in here you've got like tons of storage for backlogging it. So yeah, and then you've got the last thing here is the getting items back out, right? Uh, so what happens is we pick up this button push, and that button push will will power the piston, power the um, power or unpower the piston, right? Because of this knot here, the torch, and so it'll pull this back. And let me do this so that we can see it. So when it pulls it back, you can see that it just like pulls that rail back in and like connects everything. Um, and yeah, it just collects things. One nice thing about this system is that it's like fairly spam proof. Like even if I were to do that, um, I actually don't. We'll see what happens. Maybe I broke it. See if I could. It kind of broke. It kind of did the wrong thing, but they'll all get collected and kind of self correct, which is kind of cool. So yeah, they fix themselves. So it's kind of this self correcting system, which is nice. So you can spam that as much as you want, and nothing really gets hurt. We just get a whole bunch of charcoal here because I threw wood in there. The other thing, yeah. So the other thing that we do with that signal though is we take it off of here and we bring it all the way down here. And this is a notch or a not latch hopper clock. um, so this is a standard Etho hopper clock, right? But then there's like this extra stuff around it, which to be honest, I'm not sure I fully understand, other than it. What it ultimately does is this signal is only pulsed at the end of this hopper clock. So we can actually watch that happen. Let me fix this so I don't forget. Um, so it pushed this over and now it's counting, right? It's unloading this. And then that will come back, but this still hasn't pulsed. It won't pulse until this completely empties, and then it pulses it and it sends minecarts. Um, One thing that is kind of a downside is that when this goes off, this also pulses, and so you get like an initial run of the collector system. So when I push it, you'll see. Oh, come on! When I push the button, you'll see that there's mine carts that come out. Um, but like it doesn't super hurt anything because it just goes through and collects anything that's left over, and so it's just kind of it's not hurtful. It's not getting in the way, and it can kind of improve your collection mechanisms as well. So there is that. And so that just kind of goes all the way down, and uh, you just pass that signal all the way through. The thing you might ask is, how do you get the mine carts back? We just run these hopper chains all the way down to a hopper tower here, and it's kind of cool because what we do here is we it's actually like an A-B system. So if this is tile A, this is tile B right here. And so you can see that this one gets powered by this one gets powered by this, and this one gets powered by this, and this one's going to get powered by this thing up here. So you always get one minecart in your dispenser ready to go. So it's kind of a cool little thing hanging here down off the bottom to return your minecarts and get that all situated. Um, and honestly, I'm really happy with the cleanliness of this. Oh yeah, cart eaters. If you don't know what that is, a cart eater, you um, when you collect items, you run it through this system. What is happening is the minecart is actually hitting this cauldron, which has lava in it, um, and it's trying to like snap to this rail, and so the what ends up happening is the minecart goes into this hopper and the items get dumped into the water stream. And so it's a quick way to unload minecarts. And that's kind of the name of the game here. I'm trying to be as quick and efficient as possible um, in my system here. And so let's make sure everything's cleared out. Like I said, everything's not necessarily balanced, and so it can you can sometimes get these kind of stragglers. Um, Not sometimes. I think every time I've done it. So I don't I don't I don't think I've done anything wrong. Like everything looks pretty solid, but yeah, it is what it is.
All right, thanks for watching. Little sneak peek as to what's coming next, but yeah, we got to build our gold farm, build a honey farm, uh, build our new villagers home, and show off a redstone contraption I built for a contest. We didn't win, in case you were wondering. We did not win that competition. It was too complex, and um, you know the the boat entry, like the chess boat input, was kind of was a sticking point, which I knew it was probably going to be that way, and that's okay. I had a lot of fun building it, and I think it was a really cool system, even if it didn't win that competition. Maybe we'll build one for ourselves. We'll see. But yeah. Anyway, the next episode will be about this boat that I've built, which is also our storage system and home, and some supporting farms for that. So look forward to that next episode. I'm excited to get it out to all of you. Thanks for watching.